Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to look at how to divide polynomials using long division. Before we look at those types of examples though, I want to take a look at a simpler example. So, let's say we wanted to divide 11 by 4 using long division. Okay, I'm going to do that over to the right here. Well, to divide 11 by 4 using long division, all we need to do is we need to see how many times does 4 go into 11? Well, 4 goes into 11 2 times. Next, I'm going to multiply 2 by 4 to get 8. And then I'm going to subtract these two values to get, well, 11 minus 8 is just 3. That's going to be my remainder. Okay, why did we do that though? Well, we can write our answer, 11 divided by 4, as being equal to 2 plus our remainder 3 divided by 4. Right, and you can check that this works. If you add those numbers together, that's going to give you 11 divided by 4. So again, you might notice something, right? When we do our long division, the answer we get at the top here, that's called our quotient. Our quotient here is 2. And then we have to add our remainder and then divide it by the number here that we're dividing by, divided by 4. This is called our divisor. Okay, and then our general form here is like this. So we say if we take a dividend and divide it by the divisor, you get a quotient plus the remainder divided by the divisor. And this is what we saw with this example right here. Right? This is what we saw. We can use the same idea to help us divide polynomials in this form. Okay, here I want to divide this polynomial by x plus 2. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this out using long division. And now the process for dividing polynomials is similar for the process of dividing whole numbers. What we're going to do first is, okay, we have an x plus 2. We need to figure out, okay, x plus 2, how many times does that go into our polynomial? Or in other words, okay, what can I multiply this by to get this expression? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is, okay, I have an x here and an x cubed here. So I can think about, okay, what do I multiply the x by to get x cubed? Well, x times x squared gives you x cubed. So I'm going to put an x squared there. Next, I'm going to, just like we did before with whole numbers, we're going to multiply the x squared by what we have here. Let's do it. X squared times x is going to be x cubed. X squared times 2 is 2x squared. And now what do we do next? We're going to subtract. Right, we're going to subtract this from this. Let's do it. All right, x cubed minus x cubed, that's 0. Those cancel out. Negative 3x squared minus 2x squared is negative 5x squared. And now in long division, I'm going to bring everything else over. I'm going to bring everything else down. And we're just going to repeat the same process. Okay, next. What do I have to multiply x by to get negative 5x squared? Well, I can multiply x by negative 5x to get negative 5x squared. And now we're going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to multiply negative 5x by x plus 2. Okay, negative 5x times x gives you negative 5x squared. Negative 5x times positive 2 gives you negative 10x. And now, just like before, I'm just going to subtract. Okay, negative 5x squared minus negative 5x squared is 0. Negative 4x minus negative 10x, well, negative 4x minus negative 10x is the same thing as negative 4x plus 10x, which you know is just 6x. And now, just like before, we're going to bring the 12 down. And now, the same thing. Okay, x, what do I have to multiply that by to get 6x? Well, I just have to multiply that by 6. And now I'm going to take the 6 and multiply that by x plus 2. And when I do that, I get 6x plus 12. And again, I'm going to subtract these. 6x plus 12 minus 6x plus 12, and that's going to give me 0. So again, what does this mean now? Well, first, my remainder here is 0. And now my answer here is just going to be this expression at the top. X squared minus 5x plus 6. I don't need to add anything to this expression because my remainder here is 0. Okay, let's do one more example. Okay, here I want to divide this expression by x minus 3. Okay, let's do the same thing. Okay, I'm going to write down my 2x cubed minus 5x squared plus 6x plus 1. And I'm going to write out my x minus 3. And now, just like before, I need to think, okay, what do I multiply my x minus 3 by to get, or what can I multiply my x minus 3 by to get this expression? Okay, so let's start with the x. X times what gives you 2x cubed? Well, x times 2x squared gives you 2x cubed. And now what do we do next? I'm going to multiply this by x minus 3. And when I do that, okay, well, 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times negative 3 is negative 6x squared. And now we're just going to subtract. If I subtract these, they're going to cancel out. Negative 5x squared minus negative 6x squared, well, that's the same thing as saying negative 5x squared plus 6x squared, which is just 1x squared, or x squared. Okay, and I'm just going to use a different color there. Okay. And now, again, just like before, we're going to bring the 6x plus 1 down. And let's keep going now. Okay, next, what do I have to multiply x by to get x squared? Well, I just have to multiply it by x. And now, if you multiply this, x times x minus 3, that gives us what? that gives us x squared minus 3x. And again, we're going to subtract these, just like before. X squared minus x squared is 0. 6x minus negative 3x is 9x. And then I'm just going to bring the plus 1 down. Okay, and then finally, okay, what do I have to multiply x by to get 9x? Well, just 9. And now, if I multiply the 9 by x minus 3, I get 9x minus 27. And now, if I subtract these, I'm going to get just 28. Okay, here, my 28 is going to be my remainder. Right? How do we know that 28 is going to be our remainder? Well, there's a couple ways to look at it. One way is the degree of this number, 28, is less than the degree of x minus 3. Right? Because the degree of 28 is just 0, and the degree of x minus 3 is 1. Because here, the x has an exponent of 1. So the degree of x minus 3 would be 1. Or another way to think about it, okay. Well, we would need to divide x minus 3 by something, right? To get 28. So again, that tells me, okay, 28 has to be my remainder. And now, we can write our final answer. Okay, my answer is going to be 2x squared plus x plus 9. And now, this time I have a remainder. So I'm going to add it. I'm going to add plus our remainder, 28, divided by our divisor, which in this case is x minus 3. So in this video, we looked at a couple different examples of how we can use long division to divide polynomials.